Welcome to Faith Stories with Dawn DeMarco Buck. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they will see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16.
What is Faith Stories? Faith Stories are Christians from all walks of life who share their stories of
Welcome to Faith Stories with Dawn DeMarco Buck. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they will see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16.
What is Faith Stories? Faith Stories are Christians from all walks of life who share their stories of faith, hope, and love. And my prayer is that you would come to know your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Well, how do you do that? It's through His Word. So if you need a Bible, please reach out to me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. Okay, you guys, my guest I absolutely love. She's been on a couple times, once with her husband, and then she came solo. And I invited her back because, number one, we get along so well and we crack up throughout the episode, but she wanted to talk about her mom. So her name is Dr. Andrea Hazim. She is a transformational activator, a mentor, speaker, and author dedicated to empowering lives. Through her mentorship programs, RU, Relationship University, and TLT, Tomorrow's Leaders Today, she has inspired countless individuals to embrace personal growth, holistic health, and relationship enrichment. In this episode, Dr. Andrea shares a transformational testimony of forgiveness. Don't miss this conversation that could change your life. You're going to meet her right after these messages.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at Broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavillaproperties.com. Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art. Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. And welcome back. Okay, Andrea. So let's talk about your mama, your Italian mama.
Yeah.
Because the last time she was on, she said, I really need to share my story about my mom because she was not a Christian. She was raised Catholic?
We were Catholic.
Right,
and
right.
Then when I was a teenager, she was the first one to leave Catholicism and become a born-again Christian. We all thought she was crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know,
So-
back then, because born-again Christian people don't. I mean, it's not as. It wasn't as prevalent back then. I don't think in her era.
I mean, I graduated in 1986, so probably, let's say, early 80s.
Yeah.
She came to know the Lord personally.
So
Instead of religion, it was a relationship to her.
well, see, that's the difference between when people say to me, "Oh, you're religious," I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No.
I said, "I'm a woman of faith, and I have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ." A lot of times, people who follow a religion, it's more their man-made laws, and so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I experienced that for myself as well, going to Catholic school 12 years, all-girl Catholic high school, and after high school, I said, okay, didn't ever think I'd go back to church again, because I did that because I was in school and you had to go. And
right.
Our family maybe went for Christmas and Easter.
Right. That's my family was the same way. The same way. But then I mean, there's a lot of Catholics that watch the show, and I think it's different now. Not all of them, but some of them really teach the relationship with Jesus.
Yeah, I have Catholic relatives that are born again, and they are spirit-filled, and they love God, and that's just the way they express it is through the Catholic faith.
Right.
So nothing against Catholic.
Right, exactly.
But my mother's story, so, just a little backstory
What is
on
her
me.
mom? What's your mom's name?
Marie. I have a picture of her
Marie,
right
she's
here.
so pretty, you guys.
This
What a
is,
beautiful mom.
Rosemary. And my dad, Tony. Well, Rosemary, she really went by Marie.
Okay.
And then Anthony, he went by Tony.
Tony, yeah, of course.
My father's family's from Sicily. He was born in Sicily.
Yes, so is
my
mine.
mom's dad was from Syria,
Oh, wow.
Lebanon
Okay.
area, Middle Eastern. And my mom's mom was Sicilian.
Oh, my gosh.
So we had the 3/4 good Italian
Right.
Sicilian food, and the 1/4 of incredible, like, baklava and grape leaves and hummus and kidney and
all that healthy stuff.
oh my goodness, Thanksgiving
good.
was amazing. We had
Yeah,
all
I
the
bet.
Middle Eastern food, the token turkey, and all the Italian food on the other side.
I'm hungry.
Right? I know.
I fast, so I'm like, oh, that all sounds really good.
Yeah, which part? We could do a little combo. So fast forward, I ended up becoming a holistic physician, chiropractic nutrition. I was always into raw food nutrition and helping people through health and nutrition. And we were invited, my husband and I were both the same chiropractor and nutritionist. We were invited to speak at a raw food retreat on health. And I remember thinking, like, what am I going to tell them? They're mostly vegans.
Right.
I'm like, what am I telling them some new information? Oh, drink more water, eat more raw food.
Right.
And I really went to God and I said, God, you have to give me a message, because I'm not going to go speak and just talk on the same stuff. And he talked to me about forgiveness. And that was the first time I told the story that I want to tell today about my mom.
Awesome.
And I remember what I said to these people was, listen, you guys know everything about
Right,
health
if
and
you're
nutrition.
vegan, right,
I go, but let me
exactly.
ask you a question. You would never eat a McDonald's. You would never
no.
drink a Red Bull. But do you have unforgiveness in your life? Because if you do, that's like you drank a Red Bull or had McDonald's.
It's
and they
so
were stunned.
true.
The message, that was totally from God.
Yeah.
And I showed pictures of my mother. And so it's a long story, and I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm
Right.
going to try to move through the chain of events that happened. So like I said, my mom gave her life to the Lord when I was, 14, 15, and really fell in love with God and became spirit-filled. And
So how did that happen, though? She
was actually at a Catholic Bible study with her cousin,
okay
and she encountered God.
in the Catholic Bible study. See, God can
Yes.
meet you anywhere you
Yes,
are,
of course.
and just
It
like
was her time.
Oh my gosh!
She
yeah.
would work night shift at Motorola, soldering parts on an assembly
Oh
line
yeah,
as a single
Motorola
mom.
in Boca, right?
I guess.
Or
Well, we lived in
Plantation?
Hollywood, so I don't know.
probably
Maybe it was
Plantation,
Plantation.
yeah,
My
okay.
parents got divorced when I was 6. I'm the oldest of 3 that they had. Then my mom got remarried, had another sister.
beautiful.
But they had 3. I was the oldest, and at 6 they got divorced, and it was an ugly 10-year in the courts,
Oh,
drag
my
down, knockout,
gosh.
horrible divorce. And neither one of them really protected us in the way of emotional
Right, the
healing.
trauma.
We never went to any therapy. We never talked to anybody. And in fact, they would slaughter each other through us.
Oh, that's
Tell
not
your
good.
dad he's a bleep, bleep, bleep. Tell
Yeah.
your mom she's a...
Right.
And I remember feeling very
That's horrible.
emancipated emotionally from both of them.
I bet.
Like,
And how could you not?
you know, whatever.
Because that's
So-
one thing that just drives me crazy when parents divorce and then they attack
Kids are the
their spouse.
casualty.
Yeah,
For
100%.
Yes. So that was our life. And then, so her and my dad, all I ever saw was hatred, unforgiveness, bitterness, judgment, the trifecta, you know?
Right.
unforgiveness, bitterness, hatred. And then judgment is so quad,
Yeah,
like
no
a table.
kidding.
The legs of a table. That was the basis. My mom, more than my dad, I would say, just in the way that my dad, he likes to be happy and kind of move on.
Right.
Not that it meant that anything was healed or dealt with.
No, he still
but
had that.
willing to kind
yeah.
of put it in the past. And she just, it got worse and worse over
Yeah.
the years.
Well, 10 years is a long time to fight for
Yeah.
a divorce.
Well, that brought me to 16. But then even till the rest of my life, she passed away at 65, 2012, from a brain tumor. And that's the end of the story. We're going to get there,
Okay.
hopefully quickly. But so just was always bitter and hatred. And I didn't hate my dad. I loved my
Yeah.
dad. I loved my dad's family, my
Sure.
grandparents, Angelina and Gino. Like, they were my life because I
Yeah.
never really got along with my mom. So I gravitated
Isn't
to
that
my
funny?
dad's side.
Yeah, yeah.
And my
That'll
mom's
happen.
sister, my Aunt Marion, and I were very close. She helped me really cope with the situation with my mom. Because she knew her little sister
Right.
better than anybody. So she really was like a lifeline for me on my mom's side. And I remember her taking us to Calvary, Fort Lauderdale, where most of us, even my cousins and everybody, gave our lives to the Lord. She also went to New Covenant for a while. But I was at University of Miami for broadcasting, film, and
Dawn
TV.
is also a
Yeah.
UM.
I went there for a while. And so I would come back to Pompano to New Covenant on the weekends. So it was like this weekend, like, oh, this is interesting, hearing a sermon. This is something new. And then go back to Coral Gables.
Sure.
You know?
That's a trek.
So maybe not every week, but. And then she bought me the tickets to go to the singles retreat at Calvary back in the day when it was a huge singles group. And that's really where I had my first encounter with what it meant to be a young person in your 20s and have a relationship with God. So that was incredible. So I started to really make more room in my mind and my heart for what happened to my mother because it was happening to me.
Right.
But what I saw that was missing in her, that God was dealing with me, was forgiveness.
Yeah.
Because I really did have a lot of issues with my dad at the time. He got married 3 more times.
Ooh.
And divorced 3 more times, so stepmothers.
It's like at that point in time, you need to take a mirror and look in the mirror because you're part of that equation. You're part of that equation.
Well, I would say common denominator, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was very painful. So I had my own reasons to resent my dad, and but God's like, you can't have my Holy Spirit and have that. Look at your mother. And I would always look at her, and then when I would get the courage or the opportunity, I would say, Mom, you're the one who led us all to the Lord.
Right. How
Why
can you still
don't
hold
let God-
unforgiveness? Right.
He wants
towards
to
your
heal that
dad.
part of your heart.
Yeah.
And I would always picture it like blueprints where you could see into the rooms. And I would see a chamber in her heart called men that was locked like a bank vault. And it was festering and growing into
And
a
that
tumor.
is not healthy.
Well, she died of a brain tumor. And then she said, I know I have this brain tumor on her deathbed. She's like, because of all the years of hatred and bitterness and unforgiveness. I mean, when I say hatred, I mean hatred. Like I saw my mom spit on my dad, kick him, like nasty.
No.
And maybe she had her reasons for things that happened in the marriage. But when you become a believer, there is no
she
room
did
for
that as a believer?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're supposed to shine Christ's light, not in. Oh, yeah.
So
that's tough.
At
to
the
see
time,
that.
it was tough because to me it was very confusing. Like, wait a minute. Not that she was the only believer that I had in my life as a witness, because at this point I had other Christians and I was in my own walk.
Yeah.
But those early years, I would look at her life and I'd be like, that's not necessarily what I would want.
Right. Well, and it's
appealing
because we're all on a journey and we all are in different places in our journey, and that's what God was showing her.
Yeah.
It's whether or not she wanted to make that change.
And the interesting thing was my mom was a nurse. Now at this point she'd gone to nursing school. She was very resilient. Like she just never gave up, in her career and bettering herself. She went to put herself through nursing school, became a night duty nurse. So now she would go sleep in people's homes. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, so overnight, so in case, and usually they were like near drowning children or teenagers. She even went to high school with one of her patients.
Oh my gosh.
But if you ever saw my mom outside the family unit, you would think she was the nicest church lady, sweet, wonderful, evangelistic.
That facade that
Well, it was who she was. It's just
Right.
that one chamber,
right.
which was behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Her children saw it. And we saw it worse and worse as she approached 65 and passed away from it, because she was resenting us now because we didn't hate my dad. She wanted us to pick her
Oh yeah.
and feel what she felt, which was actually one of my problems as a teenager. In my early 20s, I took myself to a therapist.
Oh wow.
This was before I became a Christian.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to be like this, and I don't want to hate my mom. And I had all these things. I didn't know how to
course
deal with
not.
it, and I didn't have the Lord yet.
Right.
It was expensive. I really didn't get me anywhere. But it at least brought me to the place where the therapist said to me one day, you and your mom have, and this is an old term because now they say enmeshment,
Okay.
but he said emotional incest. I'm like, that
What?
doesn't sound good. He's like, yeah.
It doesn't sound
No,
good.
but think about it.
Right.
I was expected to hate who she hates and
Right.
love who she loves, be happy when she's happy and not be happy when
Yeah.
she's not happy.
That's not-
mirroring her emotions.
Right.
So it was emotional enmeshment. And if that didn't happen,
Then she would take it out.
it was not a happy day.
Oh wow.
And in high school, I ended up running away from home and going to live with my dad because I was to the point where I was taking 2 Tylenol
Oh, that's
on the
okay.
way home for the headache I was going to have from the crying I was going to have from
Oh
the
my
explosion we were going to have.
God. The trauma that she put in your life and trying, and then you have your dad who's, more of a fun, loving, happy.
Yeah, I wanted to be happy.
Yeah.
Listen to disco dancing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, oh my goodness. She just never really wanted to hear that about,
Right.
Mom, let God heal that part of your heart.
Right.
You know.
She was incapable of that, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She could because
was incapable
because
of that.
there's things that God will place in front of you about yourself, and if you don't resolve it with Him, He's going to keep bringing it back to you. Right?
Going around the
Until
mountain.
hello.
You know that song? She'll be going around the mountain when she
Or
got
in the
hear
desert,
that.
in the
How many more
desert for
times?
40 years, right?
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Exactly. Well, so here's the good part of the story. Thank God. Thank God. There's
There is the good
deliverance.
news.
And I did not know much about deliverance ministry.
I didn't either
Until
until a
this.
couple
Until
years
this.
ago. Yeah.
So I remember we had a network called Biblical Health Television. And that's right around when my mom's roommate called, and we were not speaking at the time. She had missed chunks of my life, my marriage, my children's lives because of these issues. So I get this random call from her roommate and says, I know your mom's going to be so mad that I'm telling you this because she doesn't want you kids knowing anything about her life. But she had a seizure this morning and she had a seizure tonight and she's in the hospital. And I thought it was the right thing to do to tell you. I'm like, thank you. Yes, it is
Right.
the right thing to do.
No matter what the trauma is, you need to be there for your mom
Right.
and your dad. You know.
So we go to the hospital. She's looking at us like, what are you doing here? I'm like, Mom, you can't push us away. Like, we're here. So we get all involved with the situation. She ends up having a brain tumor. I kind of think she knew,
Yeah.
but
Well, when you have seizures, there's obviously something going on.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So she had the brain surgery, but it was a glioblastoma. It's the fastest growing back one.
I know.
there
My
is. So
second mom was diagnosed with that.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she went quickly. Yeah.
Well, the seizure was May. She had the surgery and she died by October.
Wow.
So the surgery, I don't really know what it served to do, but in recovery in the rehab, this was very telling. Now remember, I told you she was at Motorola soldering parts.
Right.
She slipped and she destroyed the lumbar spine.
Oh my God.
Discs, fractures, like
Oh my gosh.
a wreck. Like really, and we're chiropractors. So my
Right.
husband would say, your mom's spine is the worst spine I've ever seen.
Really?
She was in severe pain, so bad. She lived with us for about 18 months, which was a whole nother miracle story. But she would put the
Come, Holy Spirit, baby.
that's another episode. She would put the back brace on
Uh-huh.
just to be able to get out of bed. to stabilize the area. And she became a legal drug addict because she couldn't
She couldn't function
live
without
with
the pain.
bone on nerve. So
Right.
she had a patch of morphine.
Wow.
And then she had 13 grandchildren. So every so often, if we did something, whatever, she would take an oxycodone just to get on top and be happy, and then suffer the next day. So this was her life. Well, in the rehab, the doctor on staff, when she was admitted from the hospital post-surgery, redid all her meds
Uh-oh.
and took her off the patch. So now she's basically withdrawing from the patch.
Oh, no.
And she's flipping out. And
Yeah, that's
screaming.
not good. My mom
No,
went through
it
that.
was
She,
bad.
yeah.
I'm
it's
not here to detox. I have a back problem.
Right.
I'm healing from a brain surgery. What are you doing to me?
Right.
And it was like crazy. But the spiritual warfare that was going on behind the scenes, literally manifesting voices, screaming. She almost clawed me in the face one day.
Oh, my God.
She was
Andrea.
Baker acted. And this is where the whole breakdown came. So she's laying there strapped to the bed, and she's watching, she has nothing to do but watch TV.
Right.
And she calls her sister, my Aunt Marion, who was now back at Catholic Church. She left for a while and then went back. And she said, I need an exorcism.
She felt she had demons inside of her?
She knew something was going on
Okay.
because she couldn't control
Yeah.
what was happening. And my aunt calls me up. She's like, your mom's asking for an exorcism. Do you want me to call the priest? And I was like, no, we're going to pray. So with the Biblical Health Television Network, we had about 12,000 people on an email list. So I go,
Okay.
I'm going to send an email out.
There you go.
It was all Christians, all walks of Christianity, flavors.
course.
And I said, listen, here's what my mom is saying. Here's what she's asking for. I don't want any hate emails or nastiness.
Right,
Just give me
exactly.
resources and prayers.
no
And thank
kidding.
God that's what people did. And
Yeah.
I started getting referrals to deliverance ministry people, which I'm like, okay, what is that? Well, we prayed, we fasted, and we landed on Dr. Burns Zampano. He's amazing. You can put his info in the show notes. He's in Miami, and he was a neurosurgeon. That was his career. Now he's a retired neurosurgeon
Awesome.
doing deliverance ministry.
Are you kidding me?
He was chief of staff of Oral Roberts University Hospital, I think, and he's also a PhD in psychology. He knows the brain,
Yeah, no kidding.
physically and spiritually.
That is so
Incredible.
I just got the chills because you
Seriously.
don't usually have both.
I know.
The gentleman that ran. I love
I know who
him,
you're-
and I can't remember his name.
I
He
know who
ran
you're
for
thinking about.
president, and he's such a gentle spirit.
Yes,
Anyways,
he
his
wrote
name
the
will
book.
come. Okay.
So I call him up. He goes, oh, I can help you. You're going to need to fill out the spiritual inventory. I'm like, okay.
It's like, wait, what?
8 pages. All right. Oh, and this is generational. So you and all your siblings and their spouses are going to do the same paperwork. And when I come, we're going to help your mother, and you all are going to do the same within your own hearts. and
Because
spirits.
you're tied to your mom because of what she did versus her parent. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I never knew any of this.
Me neither.
It's
So,
crazy.
you know what's the best way that I could describe this? Because, like, the imagery of an exorcism, people have seen the movies.
Right,
You know,
I know,
Holy
it's not
water
real-
crosses
yeah.
and all that. But this felt like I was in the Supreme Court judge's chamber.
courts of heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was her lawyer. Dr. Byrne was her
Right.
lawyer. He brought 2 prayer warrior ladies. They were like the angels, and we were the witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said, Marie, I'm just going to help you cancel agreements you've made with the enemy of your soul. You're
Right.
going to shut the doors and shut the windows that you've opened wide. Every time you went into any of these check marks on this inventory, you said, hey, come on in. Let's hang out. Let's have
It's
a cup
true.
of coffee.
When you open that, you could just a sliver, and the enemy comes in and attaches
Yes.
to you. Ooh.
So the inventory had categories. One was emotional, hatred, bitterness, unforgiveness, divorce, judgment, check, 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 check.
Yeah, no kidding.
One was occult.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would do Ouija board when she was young. She was into
Right.
the
You
the
gotta-
disco days,
Sure.
tarot cards, palm reading in the clubs. And then before she became a believer, which she burned all her books, she was heavily into astrology.
Okay.
She even got paid to do charts for people.
Wow. I remember you mentioning that.
So there's
yeah.
all those check marks. Then was pharmakia, which is drugs, recreational or prescribed.
Look at pharmakia Their logo?
I know.
It's a snake.
Yes. So it was check, 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 check. So he went through all of the ones, but when he got to unforgiveness, Dawn, my mom, the seizures had left her kind of like a stroke victim. Half her body didn't work. So we took her from the wheelchair, put her on the couch so she was comfortable. So it's going to take a while.
Wow.
When
You know what? Remember where you're at.
Yes.
Because I
This
need
is
to
the
go to
best part.
commercial, and I'm going to
Go ahead.
get you. And that, you got to stay
Okay.
tuned, you guys.
Perfect.
Because I want you
This is
to
a
wrap
good
it up.
stopping
Yeah,
part.
yeah. So let's stop here, and we'll take a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavillaproperties.com.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com.
No. We're discussing how we're going to do this.
Okay.
So go ahead. You talked about
So
unforgiveness.
this is the punchline,
Yep.
the end of the story. So she slips herself off the couch and goes, this is the one, the unforgiveness one. She puts herself on her face. Like you see these movies when the nuns go like prostrate. And we were looking at her. My mother never would say sorry. She would never ask for forgiveness,
Really?
admit she was wrong. And here she is, as low as could be. And when after he led her through, I cancel any agreement I made with hatred and unforgiveness. We pick her back, put her around the chair. She was a different person. Different voice, different face, her eyes, her clarity. She was free. That thing on her back, she canceled it and said, I'm not doing life with you anymore.
Good for her.
I'm done. I'm free. And the first thing she said was, I need to see your dad. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
And we were going to see him that weekend. My kids were in a play. I go, Mom, I have tickets. We're going to see him. She goes, okay. I call my dad, and this is the picture of that moment that I'm about to tell you. I go, Dad, Mom wants to see you, and it's going to be big. You better show up with roses. He goes, here's the money. So I go buy these 2 dozen roses, and he walks in, and she's sitting in the wheelchair. Everybody's there.
Right.
No one's ever seen them in the room like this. Nice.
And being kind to each other.
He leans over to put him in her arms. She looked like Miss America holding them. And he kisses her on the cheek, respect, not because they liked each other.
Right.
And she grabs his neck and won't let go. So he's like leaning over like, okay. And she's petting his face, going, I didn't know I still love you. Will you please forgive me? Will you forgive me? He's crying, she's crying, his hands on her, like they look like locked in with each other. Everybody is stunned.
Oh my gosh.
Where was this my whole life?
Right.
So we go to the play. He's wheeling her around in the wheelchair. Then it was like they were dating.
Oh my God.
For not really romantically,
Right.
but they're going to this kid's, football game and that one's soccer game. And
But how beautiful is that happened near the end of her life?
they could have been doing it all along, Dawn. And this was the sad part, and why, when at that health retreat, I told the story, because on her deathbed, I was there, and my brother. Her last words were, all the wasted years. It was unnecessary.
But at least she got to
Unnecessary.
that point.
Yes, thank God.
Right.
She went to the Lord clean.
Right.
She didn't stay in that muck. But how sad.
I know.
All the wasted years.
So the lesson here is forgive. You need to forgive people who have hurt you, bottom line.
Don't waste time.
Right, exactly, because you never know when your last breath is. Girlfriend, thank you so much
Yes.
for coming on. She will be back because she's got just way too many,
Too many stories.
So, okay, I'm running out of time, so just please join us next week. I have Cheryl Silich, amazing woman. Wait till you see her. She could beat anybody's butt as far as I'm concerned, but she has a powerful story. And so it's next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Have a blessed week.
Thank you for watching Faith Stories, where you will hear stories of hope, faith, and love. Please join us next week, and remember, God meets you where you are, but doesn't leave you where you are.